Here we go again, calling dispatch. Hi, Deputy, or Officer, can I speak with dispatch, please? Hi, Laura. This is Ronnie Hayter. I'm calling from Albion, and I'm still trying to report an issue from yesterday. And I need to know. Okay, no worries. Oh, and I suppose that I need to tell you that, and I'm recording my side of the phone call. So, yeah, I'm trying to report something from yesterday. And I spoke with Deputy Chapman twice yesterday. I spoke with dispatch 3 times. So initially I called dispatch and Deputy Chapman was assigned to the what turned out to be apparently a civil issue here at my house, my residence. And then I called again because from my perspective it's gone beyond a civil issue because they've removed hardware that I purchased. So that to me seems like a beyond civil issue. And I'm saying that I have fear of fire because this group concerned residents of Albion, which actually was labeled as a hate group by the Daily News newspaper in 2015. So members of this hate group include my landlord. Yeah, okay, Ronnie Hayter. Ranihaider. And so what I'm requesting in the now is I need to complain about Deputy Chapman because I don't think that he fulfilled his role as a peace officer and trying to prevent a crime or a dangerous situation. I feel like having my water maliciously turned off and my ability to turn on my outdoor water was malicious, and it contributes to a situation where public safety could be at risk because I feel like I've been threatened with fire here on multiple times, and I feel like this situation in itself is a setup where there will be a fire situation that results if I don't have water turned on. And I also am requesting him to uphold the Landlord-Tenant Act, although I guess that that's not something that he is required to do anymore. Officers are not required to uphold the landlord-tenant rights or something like that. I don't know. But I am saying that in was her name Melina? Malia? I can't. Sorry, I didn't write down the exact spelling of the name, and I was saying Melina, but I know that I'm saying it wrong. Is that? I told her about it twice yesterday, and then I specifically asked not to have Deputy Chapman be the officer that got a hold of me, and he was eventually the officer that called me on the phone last night after I called your partner the second time. And then he proceeded to make fun of me with his tone of voice and ask me to repeat redundant information and bring up situations that really were not relevant to this situation. He has laughed at me when I tried to tell him things. I mean, not laughed, but sort of like, I don't know, a snide, kind of like, well, how'd that work out for you? And he is refusing to help prevent what I think is a fire situation. And this is malicious harassment from concerned residents of Albion, which was kind of questioned as a hate group, a Facebook hate group, in 2015 in the Pullman Daily News. And so I'm requesting that an officer contact my landlord and uphold the Landlord-Tenant Act, which would require nothing to be done until October 1st in this situation. Get my water turned back into an on position relatively quickly today in the interest of preventing a fire situation. Just use the law that exists as it is under the Landlord-Tenant Act to get my water turned back on and uphold the law as it is to prevent a further problem. So that's what I'm calling for this morning. And yes, please tell me what you're going to do for me. Okay, so he probably, I'm guessing he won't be in. I'm just trying to get it started. I know it's really early, so I won't call him like 8:30 or even I'll hold shop. Okay, I'll go ahead and take that number from you, and then I'll wait for a different call. And so I'm supposed to ask these people to share wires if I want to. So, okay. And then in the meantime, I'll just go ahead and wait for a different company to call me about the water or something. That will. Actually, it turned out, and I did get the right number. It was my phone number, and then I thought you were going to ask me for that. So it's 7151193. So 11. Okay, thank you very much, Laura. Okay, bye bye. Well, that was considerably better. She was helpful. Dispatch wasn't non-helpful last night. I have had dispatch that was obviously in on a fire game in 2015, and then eek, I'd have to look it up exactly to say what the date was, but I think it wasn't a fire thing this year, but it was the same dispatch person playing a similar kind of just ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, so funny that you're calling 911. Ha 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 ha. So I mean, I just think that's a perversion of the law, and I'm exhausted from everything being perverted by crazy people. And let me take that back, because I'm crazy, obviously. And Roseanne says, don't say crazy to the mentally ill. Well, there's a lot of good songs with the word crazy in it. So I would say malicious to the maliciously mentally ill, because there's a lot of us. I think the majority of we the mentally ill are so far non-malicious. That's why we go crazy, because better to be crazy than mean. And so that is in effect what the deal is for most people. But then there's the mentally ill people that just like get off on it. So those ones are the ones that I'm talking about when I say negative. And other than that, I own the word crazy. It's mine. I'll say it if I want to. And apologies to any genuinely, any people that are on my side of the mental fence that find offense with that. I'm very sorry, but it's, I suppose, like black people saying the N word and offending other black people. It's like, or, me not being allowed to say the F word for fat. Like, see how thin that is? Because those arms used to be some fat arms. So, I own that word too. It's mine. It's not for thin people to tell me whether I can say it or not, and it's not actually for other fat people to tell me whether I can say it or not either. I'm not going to feel uh, shamed by the shamers for being broken by them. I'm going to feel proud of myself for filling all those breaks with gold. That's what I think of that.